Hey guys, this is Briaka Games. Welcome back to my channel. I am having a weird day. Wasn't going to stream today, and I've been waiting to play this Final Fantasy IV Pixel Edition since it got announced.
We've got to work for a better future. We've got to join hands for tomorrow. Take the first step and you will see the future begins with you.
We got a new follow from Host 00312. Host, thank you for that. I think you're probably a bot, given the name. So I'm going to go ahead and ban you. Just calling that out. If you're not a bot, go ahead and say so now. Okay, cool. So, coming into the Final Fantasy IV Pixel Edition. I love this game. I just played the PSP version online. Or on stream a couple months ago. But given that this is new, I wanted to give it a shot. And I've been really anxious to get through it. We're kind of going to do things a little differently than normal, though. I'm not just going to rush to beat this one. I actually do want to try to get all of the hidden summons and all of the bestiary filled out and just 100% the game. We'll do that as fast as we can. Music sounds really good, by the way. I like the take on this. The Red Wings are supposed to be helpful. Quiet you. I'm a Dark Knight. Monsters. So why are they even letting him get hit? I don't understand that. They're like, this is an NPC fight. More incoming! Is everyone alright? Yes, sir! All accounted for. A little torn on the art here. I don't know how I feel about Cecil's look, if I'm being honest. I think the thing about the Pixel Edition is it works really well with the Nintendo stuff. And the Super Nintendo stuff I'm going to be a little more critical of, because I remember the Super Nintendo looking pretty damn good. But I am playing on a pretty high resolution monitor, so the fact that it looks decent at all is pretty nice. I don't know, the PSP version is pretty smooth though. Pretty smooth. I will whisper in your ear, Your Majesty. Yes, Your Majesty. Yes. Yes. Meet me in your bedchambers. I am the King of Baron. Give me crystals. What? You talk to me? Your Majesty, I beg you to reconsider. Cecil's amazing. He's my best friend. See, okay. Already I'm not too happy with something. They gave me the bomb ring. In the Super Nintendo version, you don't actually know that it's a bomb. You know, you just deliver an unidentified package. So, like, when shit goes down and everything gets exploded, you're like, what? But by having it identified as a bomb ring, it's kind of like, Shit, of course it's gonna blow up, right? Like, I know that, because it's a bomb ring. I mean, that makes complete sense to me. Yeah, like I said, we'll just kind of speed through this game, but there are a couple of farming points that we're going to be doing. One's at the very beginning of the game. We're going to be farming with Kane and Cecil forever. Because we're going to try to get the Goblin Summon, and that one drops in the first forest, in the first cave. You can kind of just farm those up. So hopefully it doesn't take forever. You know, I remember farming these as a kid on Super Nintendo, and it took fucking ever. Like months of farming. Like hours wise, I don't know how many hours that would be. But all of the summons have an incredibly low drop rate, like 5% and lower. So unless they increase that in this version, we might be farming for a while. Can I tell you guys something? When I was a kid, I had a writing assignment where we had to have some creative writing. I literally stole this story from my creative writing assignment. Just completely plagiarized it. And so the Dark Knight Cecil was stripped of his command as captain of the Red Wings. He and Master Dragoon Kane head for the Foggy Valley and the Village of Mist. The advent of the airship marked the realization of Baron's dreams, but also the birth of its militarism. With its Royal Air Force, the Red Wings, Baron soon reigned supreme. Now, as monsters multiply and stir unrest, Baron only exploits its power to collect the world's crystals. Why? Crystals merely shed their light in silence. I think they changed that translation. I'd have to go back and play it. I don't remember. Maybe it's a more accurate translation. But they definitely changed the key item for the package. The like that key item, the bomb ring showing up is like, okay. Alright, well let's farm for the Goblin Summon for the next like 30 hours and then we'll move on. Goblins. So each goblin has its own drop, like loot box. At least that's how it used to work. So technically, I have a 5% chance on every goblin. So what we're going to do is just sit here farming these fuckers for a while until they drop. Ideally, you only want to fight goblins, though. Gaming Caleb, welcome into the channel. I haven't seen you in a while. I've been streaming in the morning, so I'm glad you're around. I will drink some water. But we should try to get... that's true. Yeah, we're streaming. I'm streaming now at 5 a.m. 5 a.m. every morning at Eastern time, and it's you know, it works for me. But I didn't get to stream this morning because of my job, my real job, and I was trying to get Final Fantasy IV in, and I wanted to stream this. I've been wanting to stream this for a while. So I thought I'd go ahead and stream tonight while I was playing. How far into it are you? I remember more goblins spawning here. Is this not a good place to spawn goblins? Seems like it's nothing but eyeballs. I guess we can go in the cave. Maybe the cave will have more. Alright, so you just got through the worst part of the game. I hate that part, man. I hate the Dark Elf Cave. I hate having to get rid of all your metal gear. Alright, here's more goblins. So maybe this cave's going to be better for this. It's pretty bad. It's a pretty rough place to be. It's my least favorite part of the game. It's my least favorite part of the game. We're just gonna run through the whole cave, but we're farming for the summon, so we are going to be doing this for a while. Man, I feel like I get ambushed a lot in these pixel editions. Oh yeah, that I forgot about that. The ninja cave behind the waterfall. Well, they have a couple of caves like that in Final Fantasy III, but that one was the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't know that it's that bad. Because the thing about that is you just get Dark Knight gear in that town, and you haven't leveled Dark Knight. So your Dark Knight pretty much sucks. At least in this, like, your guys are kind of leveled. Like, you've got Magic with Tella, even though you've got no MP. It is reasonably awful, though. I would agree with you. Have you never played this, Caleb? I don't want to ruin any story stuff for you, so... Okay. He gets more MP during one of the later boss fights. And I'll just leave it at that if that's okay. I do like the quick save function. That's pretty cool. Let's we'll kill the Mist Dragon and then we'll farm the goblin stuff. I want to get the goblin stuff before. So in this game, there's a set of summon spells that you can get with Rydia, and they're awesome. But there's some hidden summons in the game, and I'm actually going to be farming those on my stream. So that's what I'm working on after this. We're going to kill a bunch of goblins, and the goblin should drop a goblin summon. I say should, but the drop rate is really, really low. So it's hard to say if that'll happen. This music's really good. They did a great job updating this. Yeah, he's gonna cast Meteor. So it's pretty important to the story. Try not to watch too many people ahead of you, though, on this game, because I think the story's really good. And I think you're gonna be disappointed. Yeah, the Pixel remasters, they did a really good job with the music in the other games, too. I actually really like 2. Oh, that's bullshit. I did not care for that. Guess we'll just defend. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Oh, see, 6 has really iconic music too, right? So, it. I really hope they did a good job with that. I really do. Alright, Miss Dragon defeated. I know you could do that in later games. I didn't know you could do it in this. So did they add that in as part of the pixel functionality? That makes sense. Was that in 1 through 3? I never even tried that. Alright, Goblin Central here. Gotta get a Goblin Summon. Okay. I don't know why Sandworm's here. Desert monsters. Okay. Alright. Well, we had a pack of 4 goblins, so... let's see how often they spawn. I guess you're right, it was pretty basic stuff. It wasn't the same, they didn't have the ATB. Let's try, we'll go inside, maybe there's more in here. I just don't know a good place to get goblins. It seems like, So I'm a little torn on which one I want to play the most, because I really like 4 was my first one. It's the one I really enjoy the most. But like from a 100%ing standpoint, like with gameplay replay, I think 5 has the most gameplay replayability. You know, you've got all those job classes. You can try out different possible class parties. Yeah, exactly. Have you ever played the... Well, you haven't played 4 before. The 4 has the free Enterprise randomizer, which is really fun. I love the randomizer. Oh, here we go. This is it. 6 of them. That's perfect. Here we go. Ah, that didn't do it. All right. Here, I'm gonna go back to the Baron Inn, and we're gonna go rest up. I've gotten so many more levels than I normally get by this point. That Baron music's awesome too. Even changed up the end music a little. 6 is a great game. There's some hidden characters in that one too. I don't remember where all the secret stuff is. that's actually good. I'm good on items. I don't really need a ton. Oh, yeah, I can't wait. I had, I don't know if you watched Seven Sins at all. I had him on while I was working today, and I didn't hear the music. Because I was working, but I did get to see the fight. It looked pretty good. But I didn't hear the music, so I'm excited about that. Let's see, what else is there? Can't do anything there yet. Alright. I think that's good. He has a tendency to do that. If you don't know what to do, once you figure it out, it's not too bad. And that's actually how most of the fights in this game are. Is once you figure out like how to beat everything, it's not really that bad. Because some of these fights really do have a strategy to them. That fight in particular has the lightning mechanic, where you have to cast lightning when he has the water around him. And that's really frustrating. Tent. Alright, we got an item though. The other thing is some of the like versions of this game, and I don't know how the Pixel Edition is, but some of the versions require that you meet a certain like level threshold, otherwise you just get destroyed. So the 3D version was like that. If you weren't a certain level threshold for certain bosses, you would just get one shot. Like, the monsters were super fast, they were super strong, you would just get hit and die. I don't know if this one's like that yet. But I know for the 3D version, the old mobile version, that was an issue. Three goblins. No items. This is gonna take a while. There's a few bosses like that, though. You're gonna have fun with Bahamut when you get there. And, let's see, what else was terrible? Oh, the Magus sisters. They're great, too. That fight's tough if you don't know what to do. It's a cool fight, but it's really tough. Got my first achievement, Apprentice Warrior. When you hit him, he casts Reflect. Right. Did he cast Reflect on you? Just remember that's a thing. Yeah, remember that, because that'll be helpful later. Again, not trying to spoil anything, but it's a good strategy to use. Alright, where are the goblins? There we go. That can also hurt you, though, because you can't heal yourself then, you know? Just be careful with that. That can be frustrating, too. That's true. Yeah, if you have the potions, you're good. Alright, I think we found a little hallway where the goblins spawn, so maybe we'll get lucky. I've only gotten, you know, in any of the playthroughs I've had, I think I've only gotten Goblin like twice. And I played a lot of this game. I don't think you need Rydia in your party, do you? I don't think so. Just an item drop, right? Well, it's an item drop though. I don't know. I've never actually tried to do this without Rydia. It's got a super low drop rate though, regardless. Like I said, I think it's like a 5% drop, maybe. But each of these goblins has its own drop table, so it's like a 5% per goblin. I have a feeling I'll be like level 20 before 20 to 25 before I end up getting it. But I have to do this for 4 different summons. There's 4 of them. Hey, Skyrim. So we're just going to be chaining these guys for the next hour, I think. It's good experience, at least. You know, you can have Cecil, like, pumped up before you even go anywhere. Sword rats. Skyrim, we are trying to 100% Final Fantasy IV. So I just started a fresh game, but we are trying to farm a hidden summon. It's an item that drops off goblins. It's a Goblin Summon. So I thought I'd start fresh with this. The beautiful Skyrim. Here with us tonight. You know, so far the Pixel Edition's pretty solid though. The music enhancements are great. I absolutely love it. We'll see how the rest of the game ends up, but music so far is good. Where are the goblins? Now I'm kind of nervous that I need Rydia in the party. Maybe I should go get her. If I don't have it by the time I'm level 20, I'll go get Rydia. How about that? We can always come back and farm this again with her. It's just such a shitty, weak summon. I just want to have it. I need it. I need it in my life. Skyrim, I was just saying, I don't think I've ever 100%ed this game before in all of my run-throughs. Like, I've gotten this summon before, but I don't think I've ever gotten every hidden summon. So this is going to be a long playthrough for me. On the PSP, I think I beat it in like 20 hours, right? Like, it was a pretty quick run-through on stream. And I think that's quick. Goblin is what it's called. So you have to kill goblins and it drops from the goblins. It's a hidden summon. And there's 4 hidden summons in the game. And they all drop as loot, and the drop rates are extremely low. There's also a hidden thing called a pink tail towards the end of the game. It's a way to get like this amazing armor. Nobody ever farms it because it's got like a crazy low drop rate, like 1%. It's weird. All right. But it's one of the achievements as well, so we're gonna have to farm the pink tail. think most people are sane enough not to do this. But I 100%ed Final Fantasy 1 through 3, so I might as well do this. Let's just do them all. I'm level 15 with... level 15 and 16 already. Like I said, we'll get to 20. If we still don't have it, we'll move on. We'll have to come back for it later, though. Thing is, the experience at this level doesn't even really matter. Because the attack stats are based on your gear, not your level. So I'm not doing any more damage at a higher level than I was before. It's a bit ridiculous, really. And Cecil goes back to being level 1 once we get to Paladin. Yeah, I do wonder. I wonder if you have to have Rydia in the party. That would change this a little bit. I don't think you do, though. Should I Google that? Should I find out before? Like, we're wasting our time if I can't get it. Oh, I'm gonna Google it. Let's Google that. Okay, it looks like I can get it without Rydia. Oh, but there's another summon I can get right outside of Baron. Oh. Alright, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back outside of Baron. And we're going to try to get goblins and cockatrices. So we can get both of those there. And we'll just farm for both at the same time. That's what we'll do. They have a drop rate of 1 and 256. What is that percentage-wise? That seems like a really low drop rate to me. Let's save. Alright, there's some more goblins. Across the bridge, there it goes. Alright, these Helldivers drop the cockatrice one. I mean, that's really all I can do is just a 0.39 chance. Oh, that's so low. It's so low. We're gonna do that 4 times, too. We just have to luck the fuck out. Honestly, though, this is the best time to get it if I'm going to do it, because it's going to be more aggravating later in the game. I'd rather just get it knocked out. I don't have too much control about the spawns either. There's way too many monsters that can spawn here. So we need a Cockatrice Summon, and we need the Goblin Summon. Doesn't look like it matters if you have Rydia. You just need the drop. Just need the drop, so... Potion. Not what I needed. Helldivers. These are the cockatrices. And they don't like petrify you like the first two games. FF4 and 2, those things were obnoxious as fuck. 0.39% chance. That's so low. So low. In the 3D version, there was this treasure hunter augment you could get from doing map exploration. I don't think that's in this game. And the treasure hunter augment would give you a higher drop rate. I don't know. I think this is more like in tune with the Super Nintendo version. They scrapped all the crap from the 3D version. Kane's doubled his health since we started, so that's neat. He's gonna have like 6 billion health by the time we finish getting these summons. Lots of ambushes, though. That's obnoxious. Not a fan of that. I really think the ambush chance is higher in the Pixel editions. They have that tuned up a little bit. Yeah, another ambush. So this morning I didn't stream because I had a work call that was supposed to happen at 7 a.m. So I was like, oh, well, I'm not going to get on and stream for an hour and then have to jump off to get ready for this call. So I didn't stream. And I get on my work call, and 2 people that were supposed to be there weren't. They just didn't show. And so we had to end up rescheduling. So I was on the phone for maybe 15 minutes. So I didn't stream. I got on a work call. I had to get prepared for that earlier than normal. And then nobody even showed up for the fucking call. I was so fucking mad. So we rescheduled to Monday, but I made them do it at a normal time. So we're going to meet at like 10 o'clock instead of 7 a.m. That's how I think that is a good like synopsis of how my job has been going lately. I have these clients in Europe, and they're kicking my ass. I'm working. So I was on for 15 minutes. We didn't have the full call, but I was up and working at 7 a.m. and I stopped at 5:40, and I didn't have a break or anything in there. That's pretty much the average day I have right now. It's like almost, what is that, 10 and a half hours of work, and that's like daily. I'm really getting burnt out. I told my wife she better find a job so when I snap and quit, we'll have some money. Because it's only a matter of time now. But hopefully things calm down a little bit. You know? Alright, you fuckers. I don't want to fight any eyeballs. I think a lot of people will refuse to 100% this because of the summons. Like, this drop rate is so fucking low. It's too low. You can get it throughout the game, too, so I could just naturally get the drop if I don't run from fights. But like I said, I've only seen like 2 of them in the entire time I've ever played the game, so I'd rather just knock it out and have them and know that it's done. A battle counter would be great. I wonder if the game tracks that for you. Because they have a lot of stats and stuff they keep in these pixel editions. I don't know. I'll keep track of how long it's taking, though. I'm at like 41 minutes played, so... Like, the thing is, the soundtrack sounds really good. They really enhanced it. I like it a lot. They have a lot of stats so far. Yeah, I've easily had 100. I already got that achievement. I got that like 10 minutes ago. So, if that's the marker, let's say, you know, every 25 to 30 minutes, I'm getting 100 battles. Yeah, do that 5 more times. All right, so 2.5 hours to go. Oh, that's what I figured. I figured tonight would be just me farming goblins. I didn't think I'd get very far. I should definitely have it. I don't think that's how statistics work, though. I'm pretty sure that doesn't guarantee that I'll have it by then. Well, I'm never lucky in games, that's for sure. Yeah, I've only heard a little bit of the music too, Skyrim, but the boss battle for the Mist Dragon was really pretty. That was a really good soundtrack. The battle music I actually don't mind. I was just talking to Caleb about that a minute ago. Like, I'd like to see what they're doing with the FF6 music. Because I feel like the FF6 music is more iconic. Like, every character has their own theme. And, I don't know. I think they could really turn that into something really cool. Oh, man. 2 hits per kill. That's rough. And I'm missing on top of that. That's just terrible. Alright. Farming some summons. Thing is, I could just run from the fights that I don't want to fight, but, I mean, I get golden experience. I don't think there's a problem with it. But, like I said, I could come back here when I get Rydia and Rosa, and that might be worthwhile. I think you can technically learn, like, all of Rydia's spells. They just take longer to learn. I don't know how that works. Back attack. A lot of back attacks too. Back attacks, ambushes. Just not having a lot of luck with some of this stuff. Darkness looks pretty neat too. Darkness was not in the US Super Nintendo version. They took some stuff out because they had memory issues. I think it was because of the translation. I'm not actually sure. I just know they had memory issues. They couldn't fit everything in they wanted to. I'm gonna feel so good when I finally get these. But by the end of the game, I think I'm gonna be burned out. I think I'm gonna be tired of Final Fantasy IV. That's the estimate. So that's a lot more time than I thought. Hopefully it doesn't take that long. Yeah. I think, well, you're probably right. I bet those numbers are right. Because I was just saying that with the PSP version, I kind of flew through the game. But I didn't really stop to farm stuff like this. And if I had, it's like a full, like, 50 to 60 hour game. So I think you're probably right. I bet you're right. Because I can, you know, I don't have to sit here farming either. I could skip through the story stuff and then come back to farm. Either way is, I think, viable. There's a couple of places later in the game, though, you want to farm the other 2 summons. So I was just trying to knock these out so I can focus on those later. I don't know, there's got to be a better strategy. Maybe it's just play through and hope you get it, and then if you don't, you can come back. Like, ideally, I don't know. Like I said, I've seen it drop here before, so I know it does drop here. But ideally, you would just get it through the normal story course, right? Because then you don't have to worry about sitting here grinding. Which could happen. I could get it just from randomly killing something. Also, it's important to call out there is like a 100% chest thing, an achievement to 100%. So the cool thing about this version of the game, the Pixels, it shows you each town and map you're in and what you're missing or what you've gotten. But there is missable content in Final Fantasy IV. Like the Tower of Babel is technically missable content. Like I have to get every chest while I'm in there. Oh, yeah, the enemy materia. Yeah, that and the breeding chocobos to get Knights of the Round. Those 2 things are like, they take desperate amounts of planning. But at least with the enemy skill materia, it's like, you know, there's some set patterns you can do to get all of that. Although some of that's missable too, I think, right? Like there's some things you can miss on the enemy skill materia. That's, but the, you know, like the town of Baron here, I didn't get all of the items, so I'm going to have to go through and figure out where I missed those and what I need to get. The castle, I literally can't yet. So, yeah, we're going to have to plan out some of this stuff. I just can't miss things in the Tower of Babel and... sorry, the Giant of Babel and... Well, the tower too, actually, now that I think about it. So I don't think you can go back to one part. And then there's the one place where you go to get Cain back. Right, that's missable. Yeah, we're gonna have to just play more carefully. I'd be so pissed if I missed something, like just one chest in one of those places. I'd be so mad. Because it's a long enough game where if you miss like one thing and you can't get the achievement and have to start over, it's like, oh, that's frustrating. Like the hidden summons are like, they're extras, they're not really required. But the missable chest, that would be so frustrating. I actually should look at the achievements tonight so I can plan that out a little bit, because now that I'm thinking about that, most of the things in the game aren't missable, but there are 1 or 2 places I just need to be careful. God, that would be so frustrating in Final Fantasy 5 and 6. Because you have 2 whole different worlds that literally collapse. So, like, you literally can't miss things in those worlds. That's going to be more aggravating, I think. Like, in this, we're talking about, like, 2 or 3 zones. But in those games, you literally would just lose a whole part of the game. What level am I now? 18. Alright, 18 with Kane. I said we'd go to 20, so we're gonna go to level 20, and then we'll move on. Hopefully we get at least one of them. Beautiful Skyrim off. Thank you for hanging out. I'll catch up with you later. I won't actually be playing too late tonight. I usually go to bed around 9 or 10. My WoW guild is not raiding tonight, which is why I'm on here. I think everybody's kind of burned out with the game. We've all burned out on World of Warcraft. And I don't know if it's everybody being busy with work and being adults, or just being tired of WoW. Tired of the developers, you know? I really don't know. I just was leveling through with a new character in WoW, and I was having a lot of fun. But, you know, I'm just back at the end game now, so it's kind of the same frustrating stuff. I really like my World of Warcraft guild. They're good people. I think that's the most frustrating part about like that game dying is you have these social interactions with people and you're connected to them and you like playing with them, and then you just hate the game. So you don't want to play the game, but you want to talk to those people still. Holy fuckbags! This is really gonna take forever. We're not even an hour in, but we haven't made it very far here. I thought we'd get luckier. I don't know. I don't know why. I just didn't. I thought it was a 5% drop, not like a 0.3% drop. $5% seems a lot more reasonable. More goblins. There we go. Alright, Cecil is weakened. Let's just go rest. I should probably save too. I've been doing this for a while. You know, I've said on stream that this isn't my favorite Final Fantasy because, you know, it was my first, but it wasn't my favorite. I think I lied to myself a little bit. I think this is my favorite. I think this is the best one. There's so much good stuff about this game. There's so much good stuff. You know, and it's the story's great, characters are neat, music's fantastic. I love this pixel magic. Yeah, you know, and it does for the first 3 so far too. The graphical remake of 1 through 3 they were great games. I loved all of those. 1 is the only one I played on stream, but I played through 2 and 3. I 100%ed those, and they were also great games. They really did a good job with the remakes. They're true to the originals. They're fun. They're challenging. You know, for Nintendo games that are being remade in 2021, they did a fantastic job with them. I'm going to give Square props because not many companies could pull this off and remake their games and make them well and have people rebuy them. You know, they did a really solid job. Tree, you're a musician, right? So I'm going to ask you a question. Every year for Christmas, at least the last couple of years for my employees and for my team at work, I've been reading this book. It's The Cajun Night Before Christmas, which is a book. It's the night before Christmas, but they've got like a Cajun theme to it. So, you know, you've got like a French accent, Cajun accent. You sound like Boudreaux from the Bayou. And you have to go through and read it that way. Anyway, I've been reading that book, and my boss loves it. He thinks it's hilarious. This year I was thinking I'll play the Rainbow Connection, you know, the Muppet song, on my banjo. And I was thinking about getting, like, a Kermit puppet to be in front of the camera and play it off to the side. Now, I know I'm asking you, and you're probably a little biased as a musician, but what do you think of that instead of a book, reading a book? I think that's a pretty good replacement, right? For Christmas. Rainbow Connection's a great song. People like that. Skyrim's been pushing me to try to play on stream sometime. I might do that as I'm practicing for it. Yeah, we have like a Christmas party. So I'm one of the managers on my team. I've got a couple of people that report to me, and so usually the managers do something nice. You know, trying to like put on a little show for the group, get everybody's spirits up. So I've been reading this book the last couple of years because people seem to like it. But I put on a whole show. I use an accent and everything, read through it. But this year I was thinking of something different. Means I'm actually going to have to practice banjo though, so we'll see if it happens or not. I'm not very good about practicing and being consistent. And that's a good point. That is a really good point. I'm glad you said that, because I wouldn't have thought of that. I would have just done the one and been done. Ah, jeez. All right. Well, you know, the nice thing is it's Christmas, right? So at least I could like have a Christmas tune ready and prepared. What's your go-to Christmas tune? What do you usually play? Good King Wenceslas? I don't know that one. Or maybe I do and I just didn't know the name of it. Did I get it and I just didn't know? No, I didn't get it. I was a little too hopeful there. Maybe I wasn't paying attention and it's dropped already. I've been watching The Office, rewatching The Office, and you know, Angela's character, Angela Martin, she sings the Little Drummer Boy, and I've been listening to this Office podcast, Office Ladies, where her and Jenna Fisher, the chick who plays Pam, talk about their time on The Office and the episodes, and kind of break down what was going through the actors' minds and what was happening on the side. Apparently, Angela Kinsey, who plays Angela Martin, absolutely is terrified of singing in front of people. Absolutely terrified. And I think she did a really good job with Little Drummer Boy. I thought it sounded nice in the episode. But apparently she was a complete wreck for like a week going into that and even the day of. So, you know, we put a lot of pressure on ourselves when we're doing stuff like that in front of people. But I think I can get through a song or two. I think I can do one or two. It's been a long time since I've played in front of people. I guess that's, yeah. I mean, this is kind of presenting myself to people. I don't know. It's a little different. I'm playing video games. It's not the same as, like, playing instruments and showing off any talent, which I don't have, so... Yeah, maybe I'll practice a little bit, and then I'll do it on stream, and that'll get me ready for it. 2 years since you played a show. Jeez. The last time... I had a band in college, and the last time I played in front of people was at one of our shows back in college, so it's been 20 years. And we only did open mic stuff, like, we weren't paid musicians or anything. So it was fun, but, you know, it's a little less nerve-wracking. Because it didn't matter. Like, we were never going to be, like, famous musicians or anything, so. Well, one guy thought he was, but he was terrible, so I don't know. He's probably a drug addict now, I don't know. It's weird because I know we have Facebook and everything, but back when I was in school, Facebook wasn't a thing. Like, Facebook didn't exist when I graduated. It came out the year after I graduated, and I was able to get it. I used my alumni login and everything. But Facebook didn't exist, so, like, all the people I knew back in college, like, I'd say 99% of them I'm not connected to. I don't know what they're doing in their lives. I have no idea. I kind of wonder, though. I think there's certain people, like, I'm like, did you die? Like, I think you died. Probably died. Oh, the frontman got signed solo. That's great. There's one guy that I went to high school with who was big into music, and he got signed with some studio in California, and he's made a couple of albums. They're on iTunes and stuff, which is cool. And they're not bad. They're really good, but I think he does a bunch of gigs out in California. But, like, very few people, like, get to that point, right? Like, that's the dream, right? So it's a pretty competitive market you're in. I used to work for his TV studio. It made some national shows you'd know of, but the cool part was all of the music was made in-house. They had a whole studio that was set up for all the musicians. And they'd have the episodes ready, but they'd have no music to go with the TV show. So these guys would literally write music while watching the shows. Like, they'd sit in this little studio watching a show and putting music to it. It was the coolest thing. It was so fun to watch. Just to see, like, the creative... And these were guys that, like, I mean, their name would be in the credits, but, like, they didn't... Nobody knew who they were. They were just musicians who came in and put music to the TV, you know? All right, I just got an achievement. I got 500 battles. So I've 500 monsters. So I've defeated 500 monsters so far. So that's, I don't know, give or take, that's probably about 100 battles, I'd say. I think we're at about 100. I don't know if it's... divide by 3. So maybe it's not that many. Somewhere between 25 and 100 battles. That's where I am right now. 25 and 100 battles. It's actually not that many, is it? Maybe the achievement's a little off too. That could be. Maybe these guys will drop the Goblin Summon. Let's see. Nope. I said I was going to stop when I got to level 20, so we're pretty close to it. I'll give myself a couple of extra fights to get Cecil to 20, so they both have to be 20 before I stop, but we're going to take a little break from farming the summons, the hidden summons, to go advance the story a little bit when both of these guys hit 20. And then we'll come back when we get the hovercraft. And then I'll have Rydia too, so you know, if I'm wrong about this dropping, I think it still drops before Rydia though. I think you can get it now. I don't know how to say her name. Is it Rydia? 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 I think it's Rydia. Anybody new coming in is going to be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Why is he just grinding on these fucking imps, man? That's not cool. So you people on YouTube, I'm farming the hidden summons to 100% the game. Oh, don't worry about it, Tree. Yeah, no problem. I know it's a crazy thought, but I do a lot of talking to myself, whether people are here or not. Yeah, that's pretty much where we are with this. Such a low drop rate, though. I said we were going to stop at level 20, though. We're pretty close to that now. So we'll give it a couple more fights. I'll get Cecil to 20, and then we'll move on. Which is ridiculously high level for this part of the game. Ridiculously high. Kane is at 20. So one more level for Cecil, and then we will move on from this point. Alright, 1 out of 256, though. I've killed 500 monsters. Now, not all 500 of those are monsters that drop the spell, but at this point, I've definitely killed enough to go through the 1 in 256. You would think 1 out of those 256 might drop something. I think I've reached a level threshold, though. It looks like my attacks have gone up a bit. Even with the lower gear. Hey, Tree, thank you for the sub. Subscribing with Prime, that's great. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I'm really bad about using my Prime sub, which it sounds terrible as a streamer. I just always forget that it exists. Like, it's a great thing to have. Potion. Alright, we've got a couple more fights in us here. A couple more before we hit 20. We take a little break from farming the hidden summons. We might get lucky. We might get lucky. We might get one of these before we move on. And we'll have to come back later if we don't get it, so. Either way, this has set us up for a pretty fast run to get to Mysidia at least. Because we've got gold now. We've got some experience. At least with Cecil. I'm a little shocked though. Cecil's health doesn't go up that much. I mean, it's double what it was, but it doesn't seem that high. Hourglass. Those hourglasses are nice too, though. It's actually a good drop. Alright, what do you think? I think we should just move on. We'll have to come back and farm, but at least we can get other characters' experience. So let's just move on. And, you know, if we get it along the way, that's great. I think that's awesome, but... I'm a bit amazed, though, at almost fully level 20. We haven't seen either of them. We're an hour into this game. Over an hour. And we have not seen either Hidden Summon, Cockatrice, or Goblin. Despite sitting here farming for an hour. These are going to be rough achievements to get. Really rough achievements. What makes it so hard is just like the RNG's tough, but it's kind of boring just to sit here like walking back and forth, you know? Like normally I wouldn't mind this if I was watching a movie or a TV show or something. Even then I might mind it. It's kind of... his little legs are worn out. Alright, we're just gonna move on. The ring is glowing! That's a little different from the Super Nintendo version, too. Yeah, thanks, Tree. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks again for the sub. Yep, the little girl, Caleb. This music's pretty different too. They had a little undertone in the back. I don't know if you heard that. That was nice. All right, we're waking up. All right. Was it? Why did you close it? Oh, I don't mind the font. How do you fix it though? Can you change it? I don't mind it. I know a lot of people have complained about it. I don't have a problem with the font. I think it's okay. But you know what I love is that since this is on PC, people could technically mod it. So I'm interested to see if people mod this. Like the free enterprise randomizer is really great with the Super Nintendo ROM. I'd love to see something like that on the Pixel Edition. The person who made the free enterprise randomizer is really nice too. I had a question about it when I was going to stream it, and I messaged her on Discord. Is it her? I don't know. Anyway, still super nice. Oh, so you just replace it? Does it really look different? I guess I should look up a picture. Again, I don't have a major problem with it. I can get by on that. It's not the end of the world. Rydia has joined the party. Alright, let's look up here. Move. Again, I don't remember where all of the items are, so I'm gonna have to explore a little bit, I think. Naming where. There's one item here. Okay, well, I think we get that right there. So we've got the one item. Rosa! 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 Alright. Let's go get the Antlion. If I had that Goblin Summon, I could give that to Rydia now. But I don't. Are you fucking kidding? She's gonna die. She's gonna get hit and die. Oh man, I lucked out there. I thought for sure she was dead. She learned Blizzard, Cure, and Sight. She went to level 4. I wonder if she's gonna level faster because I got Cecil so high. Does that make her level faster? I legitimately don't know the answer to that, by the way. Just curious. Like, does she have to catch up with him? Or is it just like, oh, you're gonna get set experience points and that's that? Learn Thunder. Level to 6. Maybe she does have to catch up. That actually is awesome. If she has to catch up, we're in a really good position. Or maybe she just levels really fast, I don't know. Went to 7. Cecil's at 20. Let us make haste. That waterfall looks really good. Oh, trying not to like be super overjoyed by this game constantly, but it's really hard. Kiraja? What the fuck? Rydia's level 8 and learns Sleep. Iron Armlet. I'm gonna hold on to that. He doesn't need it right now. What is Recall? Oh, that's, I know what that is. Never mind. Okay. Map's pretty helpful too. Let's just have everybody miss, right? If everybody misses, then we have more rounds. It'll be great. More rounds, more fun. Gigantoad. We'll rest here. I miss my daughter. She ran off with a bard. Alright, let's save here. Level 10. Ice Rod. Oh, let's give that to her. I can't remember if you can use equipment. I don't think you can, but we're gonna give it a shot. Because that would actually make her pretty useful. Yeah, you can. No. Less useful. Not as good as the actual spell, I guess. I mean, it's something though, right? Some damage. A little better than her just sitting there. Well, kind of better, I guess. Still not enough to kill one monster, though, is it? Like her and Tella whacking on something? Just let Cecil do everything. I could technically use Bolt, and this would be a lot faster. But we're coming up to the end already. It's not a very long cave. And I don't want to waste another tent. You know, if you didn't know that was there, you would never have found it. I remember on the original Super Nintendo version, it was a lot easier to tell where things were. Like, hidden passages were easier to see. You know, this is like, you have to know. It's going to be real easy to miss some stuff later in the game. We're going to have to be more careful. Real easy to miss stuff. That transition of the music is really good. Alright. Just about through this cave. God damn, magic's weak early on. Jeez, I'm just gonna cure through it, I guess. Rydia learned Warp. Alright, that's useful. Shadow Blade. Shit. This is the part Cecil's useless on. I think they, like, guarantee you're gonna fight zombies there. Let's see. Okay, there's 3 more chests that we missed. I think they're in this next part. So let's prepare. There's 3 more chests down here. Alligators are tough opponents. Except when they miss twice in a row. Alright, there's 1, 2. I thought for sure they'd be able to kill that by themselves. Guess I was wrong. This is 4 chests. Did I miss something? I guess I did. I must have missed some chests in that other cave. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. We're gonna have to be really careful. gonna be really easy to miss chests in some of these places. Even if I think I know where they all are, I might miss one. Rudy learns Toad. It's 13. That's the Hades armor. So I guess. Oh yeah, look at that. So they're considered different locations. Underground Waterway has 3 chests I didn't get. I have no idea where they are. We'll have to go back and look for them. This place is, you can come back to it, so it's not a big deal to miss it. It is a little frustrating though that I missed it. It is doing more damage than Tello already. All right. Octopus is down. 1 monster defeated. Second boss. Okay, let's go. No, the Red Wings. Let's go in and look. Let's investigate. There's 3 items and 10 chests in here, too. There's 1 chest. Woohoo. Alright. Anna! You spoony bard! Oh, Anna. I love Edward! Alright, we gotta figure out where the chests and items are in here, though. He doesn't need a Dark Knight's help. He left the party. Guys, this story really is great. If you haven't played through it, please make sure to read the story when you play it. It's a great story. Edward's girlfriend just died. Rydia is saying that, you know, her mom died. He shouldn't be crying. And then they've all agreed to go save Rosa and get the, well, the ruby or star ruby. Oh, good, tired. I don't usually stay up so late. All right, that is one place done. Although we are going to go inside real quick because there are, according to this anyway, there's 9 more chests to get and 3 items. So let's go inside and look. I'm starting to realize I don't know where as many items are as I thought. Oh, there's a door down there. Let's see if we can get to that. Maybe, I don't know if these are like pixel specific. Crossbow. Ruby ring. Okay. Yeah, I never knew this was here. If this is part of the Super Nintendo I kind of want to like play through the Super Nintendo version to see if that's there. Because I had no idea that was there. That's everything. That's everything for Demacia. Let's go to the top and just... There is something up there where we can get our stats back. HP restored. MP restored. Alright. Just, it makes me wonder how much stuff I've actually missed in the game. Because I feel like I have a pretty good handle on it, but I don't know that I've ever gotten 100% of the items and stuff that you can get in this game. This is the slowest... Is this really as fast as it goes? I feel like that was much faster before. I think they slowed that down. I just want to look. Can I look at the map and see... There's no way to, like, switch. Okay. So I can look at it one screen at a time. It doesn't look like we missed anything here. I wonder where we missed the treasure chest. We'll have to come back and get those. Like, from a 100% completion standpoint, we missed 3. But we didn't miss anything in the lake. The Mist Cave's good. We're good with the Kaipo. The Demacian Castle's good. Mist we'll get later when we get the airship. And we can't finish Baron or... Well, we might be able to finish the town of Baron, but we can't finish the castle yet. I feel like an idiot for, like, not knowing about the Demacian chest this whole time. Especially if that's in there for, like, free enterprise. That's, like, 9 chests we could get pretty quickly. Alright. Guys, it's 10 o'clock, and I'm getting tired, so I think we're going to go ahead and just cut it off here and start tomorrow morning fresh with this cave. We spent a good solid hour farming for the hidden summons, and we didn't get anything. So tomorrow, we're going to... we're going to try to get into more farming. You know, that's all I can do is try to farm the summons. We have to get them all. It's an achievement. It's a hidden achievement to get all of the hidden summons. So we're gonna get 100% on this game. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I know it was a random stream. I'm not scheduled to stream tonight. Tree, Skyrim, thanks for coming through and hanging out. Anybody else who's here, feel free to hit the follow button. I usually stream at 5 a.m. Eastern, so if you're up right now, you're probably not going to see me tomorrow, but I would love for you to join me. So come on back. I also post these to YouTube, so if you're interested, you can see the 100% run through YouTube. I'll be posting each of these streams up. Hope to see you guys again tomorrow. I'm Briak, Games. Have a good rest of the night. See you later.